My name's Morakot. My pronouns are she and her. So I identify as Cambodian, but I also use my interchangeably. But I also say Cambodian American. It's another part of it too. I'm currently working for Amazon. I work in our physical storage, just walk out technology. I'm a lab supervisor. I get a lot of different ethnicities. Most commonly is Black or mixed. I get a lot of Filipino, Arcanesian, Polynesian, everything under the sun, but Cambodian. The biggest one that I've heard is mostly about like gang affiliation. I have family that has lived in Long Beach, in California area, so a lot of that is related to like gang affiliation. Because my name's Morakot, the nickname that I used to have as a child was Kakot. First thing for me is family. I myself have a large family that lives in the United States. Mostly here in Seattle. I have 5 cousins, but we're all kind of spread along the West Coast. So Washington and California, so family's really big. I do and I don't at the same time. So I grew up in the military. My dad's military, so we moved around quite a lot. However, Seattle is kind of the place that I call home, only because it's the city and the place that I've lived the longest. My grandmother, when she was living, lived in Seattle. So every summer, when we moved to South Carolina, when we moved to Texas, when we moved to Germany, we always try to come back here to visit her, at least. We lived here for about 6 years before we started moving around all crazy, because my dad was stationed in Korea, where he was learning how to be a recruiter, and my sister was born here. We're 2 years apart. So from the time that I was 4 until the time I was 8 or 9, is when we lived here in Seattle. So when we lived here, I grew up with my cousins and my grandmother. She took care of us quite a lot, and through that, that's how I learned how to speak and understand Cambodian. But when we moved, because my dad's in the military, I kind of lost the ability to speak that language. So I don't speak Cambodian, which is one of the reasons why I don't feel connected to being Cambodian. However, I eat the food. I understand some of the language. I also consider myself Buddhist. I follow Buddhism, which is really hard to do when you're military because there's no temples around. But those aspects of it I do identify very closely with. And another part is that I don't speak the language, and I also have never been able to visit Cambodia due to one, financial reasons, timing, it's just a whole lot of different things. So because of those reasons, I do and don't identify with the culture that much, or that it's complicated. I wanted to participate because I do understand the nuances of being Cambodian and not looking traditionally like you're Cambodian. A lot of it has a lot to do with the areas that I grew up in. I lived in places where they've never heard of Cambodia, or people automatically, they think that they know where the area is, but they don't understand the concept of Southeast Asia. Because when I don't look, traditionally Asian, they automatically assume that I'm not Asian. So I wanted to show all the different I guess, outward appearances that Cambodians can be. I think that's important. Well, somehow, some way, my whole family, we always go to all the temples that are here in Seattle during Clan New Year. There's like 3, we go to one in Seattle, we go to the one in Tacoma, and because my parents live in Yale, we go to the one that's in Yale too.
Nice. All right. I think you're